After these times of listening to stories, perhaps you'll have realized that these stories are not told to teach, nor to enlighten. The stories told, often contradictory, challenge our belief systems, chip away at our conditioning, our enculturation, giving the possibility that our own deep knowing can arise within us and be given expression. There are three such stories, small stories. The first story is about that man of great faith following the traditions of the religion of the day, a pious man. And one day, the gods, having found favor with him, came to him and offered him a boon. And he said, "I am a potter. I make utensils for people to utilize in their life. I would like my utensils to be perfect, unbreakable, eternal." So the gods granted his boon. But after some time, the man realized that the utensils he was making that people bought enabled those utensils to last for their lifetime, and they had no need to come back to him again. And not only that, did he lose his livelihood, but all the other potters of the lands around lost their livelihood too. And so this man realized that he had gone against the natural way. So he beseeched the gods to take away this boon so that life could flow according to its own nature. And this the gods did. The second story is again about that man who was faithful to his creed and pious, and again the gods wanted to give him a gift, so that they decided that they would send down a helper to him to bring good things to his life. But because of the nature of that gift and those beings, he could not come down in human form. So the gods sent her in the form of a dove. But then the man, whose name was Zach, realized that when good things happened to him, he always saw a dove. So he began to buy doves and keep them as his pets to bring him good fortune. He had doves embroidered on his shirts. He told everyone that doves were angels that could bring boons, giving disinformation. So the gods realized that they were doing Zach a very great disservice. So they removed their gift. And the third story is about that young man who had a calling to join his faith. So he donned the robes of a monk. He shaved his hair, and he went to the forest to pray, to meditate, to contemplate. But as is the nature of things, he had to eat and drink, so he would make a weekly visit down to the town to beg alms from the people there. But it so happened that there was a young maiden who was the daughter of one of the traders there, who saw this comely, handsome, gentle man, and she fell totally and utterly in love with him. She began to pine for him. She waited every week until he came by, sighing as he went by. And then she went to her parents, and her parents noticed that she was pining, growing thin. And she told them of her longing. If she could not marry this young man, she would kill herself. So her parents were deathly afraid that they would lose their beloved daughter. So they went to the forest, to the small hut where the young man sat in his meditation and contemplations, and the parents begged the young man, "Please, our daughter loves you, and she's threatened to kill herself if she cannot marry you." Now, the young man, according to his faith, was non-hurting. He could not be the reason for the cause of the death of another. So he stripped away his monk's clothes, and he came to the town and offered himself to the parents, saying, "I will marry your daughter." And so it happened. They married, and the young man became a faithful and dedicated husband. He and his wife took up the business of weaving baskets, and after some time it was recognized that whoever bought these baskets had blessings arrive to their households. Prosperity came to them. Now when people came to buy the baskets from the couple, there was no evidence of the young man who was the monk, although from time to time those who came could see his lips moving. As they grew old, their baskets having brought blessings to all around, they passed on what it was that they knew to their children, so their blessings continued in the way of baskets. What do these three stories do for us? What is their deep meaning when they meet and follow the channels, as do all experiences and perceptions, down the columns of our spine, meet and rise up through our central spine, our pure mind, to emerge as our thoughts and our deeds. knowing that the passage of our life brings the experiences that are the possibilities to remove the conditioning, the accretions that attach themselves to these columns called the subjective and objective, male and female, positive and negative. What do these stories do for you? What beliefs, what conditioning, what enculturation do they challenge as they pass down those columns? What happens when the chemistry meets? What arises for you? Your truth. Your truth. Your knowing.
It's just that. It's yours. It's not out there.
No.
So when they do it themselves, it's whatever it needs to be. And when there's an outright influence, it changes. So
The wonderful chemistry of